This is a 300 horsepower Lexus hot hatch. I bet you didn't expect to hear that in the same sentence. Dad, what are we looking at?
We're looking at the Lexus LBX Morizo RR.
What a name! What a mouthful! But this is the coolest hot hatch / teeny tiny SUV we don't get in the States. And in this video, we're going to try to convince Lexus to bring it in because this is so cool, a car you need to know about.
Actually, in this video, we're going to take it on the racetrack because that's the natural environment for this little Lexus.
Oh man, I can't believe we're driving this. I remember reading about the LBX Morizo RR.
That is a long name, Tommy.
It is a long name. When it first debuted a little while back, thinking, oh man, what would that be like to drive? And now we're gonna find out.
Yeah, so let's tell them what this is. So Akio Toyoda, who also did the Corolla GR, thought to himself, you know what? I need a taller version of that.
Yeah, the story's really interesting. So Corolla and Yaris were planned, right? They had committees and committees and committees, and they knew it was going to be a success. It was well planned out. And what I've been told is the story with this was one man's passion project who decided he wanted a more comfortable, more refined, but yet still fun and fast daily driver that would fit in the city. So he asked the team to cut the top of the Lexus LBZ, use the bottom from a Yaris GR Yaris, and created this little beast.
Yeah, I mean, you know, for us gentlemen of a certain age, it's nice to be able to have something that's a little bit taller, a little bit more refined, a little bit more Lexus, dare I say, Tommy.
A little bit more grown up for sure, and this car does indeed feel a lot more comfy, refined, grown up, however you want to say it, compared to like a GR Corolla or a GR Yaris. This feels a lot like a slightly smaller Lexus UX, but apparently with quite the little demon under the hood.
Yeah, what's under the hood? Is it the Yaris powertrain or is it the GR Corolla powertrain?
Well, they're kind of one and the same. Yaris is a little bit down on power, but you're exactly right. So this is the 1.6 liter 3-cylinder turbo, the really high compression turbo engine. And what's crazy is the standard Lexus version of this car is a hybrid only. It's got the all-wheel drive system with like a 5 horsepower electric motor on the rear axle. Super tame, not a performance car at all.
But this is the RR.
Yeah, and RR stands for Rookie Racing. It's not a GR. Rookie Racing is the man's...
Give it the beans, man.
...pet project. Oh man, it really moves.
Yeah, that hauls some Maurizio ass, Tommy.
That is crazy. Now, this is not a GR product. RR is basically the code name, I'm told, for his pet projects. And pet projects always make the best cars in the world. Let's see how it handles here.
Yeah, I'm curious.
A little bit of turbo lag. There comes the power. Definitely quite a bit softer than a GR Corolla, right? You're getting a lot more body lean. This still has a GR4 all-wheel drive system, though. And it actually hugs the road really well. And these pilot tires, this thing it's pretty fun.
You know, sometimes the less grip, the more fun.
Yeah, for sure. But this feels really nicely planted, just with a little bit more body roll. So we're going to come into this turn, and then we're going to downshift on the automatic. Look at the power!
There is a little bit of harshness coming through with that 3-cylinder, but it's not too bad. It's really very refined, Tommy. It's certainly one of the more, dare I say, the most fun Lexus I've ever been in, at least recently.
Oh man, that's a great point, Dad. Yeah, because so many of the fun Lexuses have been discontinued or no longer really a thing.
Yeah.
Look at that.
I mean...
Look at that! It feels great.
IS gone, right? LFA gone.
Well, IS is still around, LC is still around, but you know, LFA... RCF, right? A lot of the F products.
Well, any other sedans, they're just barely hanging on.
I'm not sure Morizo RR marketing in the US would really resonate with people. And this is a really small car. Like, we are really close next to each other. But I'm genuinely impressed.
I mean, I've always wondered what would happen if you took, like, a Subaru WRX or any of the hot hatches that are still left and made them taller and more, dare I say, even off-road worthy in some cases, right?
This is not off-road worthy.
I mean, the closest you're going to get to that is like a Golf R, but this feels more Lexified.
It feels awesome, is what it feels. Yeah, this is super comfy.
How do you know it's not off-road worthy? Slap some ATs on it and, go crazy.
Okay.
You don't have to go rock crawling. You could go Baja dashing.
Maybe rally car-ish, but look, this is a luxury car with comfortable bucket seats, paddle shifters, a Lexus badge, a Lexus infotainment system, and then like a 300 horsepower turbo under the hood.
All right, there's two things I want to see. First, I want to see the engine, and then I want to see how much room is in the back seat.
Not much, spoiler alert.
All right, well, let's pop the hood and let's see what that looks like.
We're popping it open. Let's see the beast. Oh, it doesn't look like anything.
Yeah, no, they put the cover on, and let's face it, a 3-cylinder isn't exactly a V8, but this certainly does seem very tame by comparison.
High compression 3-cylinder though. I mean, to get, 280, 300 horsepower out of a teeny tiny engine. Here, I'll take the camera. I want to show them some of the looks.
All right, show them what it looks like.
It is an attractive car. So still a slight spindle grille in the front, but it doesn't have the crazy maw of some of the other Lexus products we've seen. I really enjoy the slight fender flare here. 235 width front tires. What are the rears? Are they also 235s? Yeah. So it's a square setup, and then it's got the cool gray finish. It's a good looking little car.
It's pretty tall, Tommy. I'm not ruling out like a set of ATs on this. I think those would be cool. But here's the rub, dude. Come take a look. There's no way I can get it back there. That is where we were sitting.
Yeah, pretty teeny tiny.
Yeah.
This is a lot smaller than like a UX. It's a lot smaller than an NX. And then cool, I really like this too. The contrast between the black roof, the red body panels, looks great.
There's a little bit of room back here.
A little bit of room. Yeah, let's see what we got. Yeah.
A battery, look. Maybe for weight distribution?
Yeah, weight distribution. That's a great point.
Yeah, look at that.
LBX Marizo RR. Close it up. Let's see what it looks like. Ooh, power gates.
Yeah.
And then some kind of nice little sporting tidbits back here. The dual exhaust, the rear diffuser. I love the continuous light bar all the way across the rear. Do you want to rev it up? Let's see what it sounds like.
Rev it up and let's see what it sounds like from the outside. Here we go.
In a Lexus!
Yeah, come look at this. We haven't showed them the gauge cluster, but I do love the little turbo gauge right there. I think that's a really nice touch.
Yeah, I got some configurability. If you want to hop out, let's show them the inside too here.
Yeah, go for it.
Now, I'm so sorry we are so sparse on facts in this video. This is not a US market, so we don't have the full presentation or press release. But let's talk about what we see here. You got the Lexus electronic door handles, the red stitching across the door panel, of course, full power windows. But Dad, I was most impressed with the seats. This was a really comfortable seat.
This is a lesson that Porsche can learn. You could make comfortable seats that you could drive across the country without making them rock hard or impossible to get in and out of. I'm talking, of course, about the bolstering on the side here. BMW has the same problem with their sports seats, and this is a sporty car, and yet it holds you in place, but doesn't feel like it's a medieval torture device.
Also, you have three-way memory seats in here. Definitely a little tight width-wise for by an American standard. Feels pretty standard Japanese, though. Nice leather-wrap steering wheel with paddle shifters up here. You already mentioned they had the full digital gauge cluster. Screen's a little small by US standards. I think that,
So I just sat in the GR Yaris and in the GR Corolla. This is definitely more Yaris sized, Tommy, than Corolla sized.
Yeah, you could be onto something there. Nice to have still a physical volume knob, some physical AC and climate controls, one cup holder. That would never fly.
Do we know how much this costs here in Japan?
I'm going to ask the Japanese PR folks because
Okay.
I'd love to get that number. Sport mode down here, all-wheel drive mode. Let's see what it allows you to do. Oh, look at that. Just like the GR4 system, you can go 50-50 or apparently you can't do 70-30.
So you can do 50 torque distribution or more rear biased?
Yep, and you also have the different gauge cluster. See that? You can go from the circle to the line. Oh man, this thing is so cool. I absolutely love it. Headroom also pretty comfy, pretty good headroom. Look at that, all things considered. Not bad. So here's the deal, Dad. Would you buy this if this came to the US?
I would buy it in a heartbeat, Tommy. For a long time, the GR Corolla and the GR Yaris in Europe have been kind of the darlings of the automotive media. People lined up for them. They were selling over sticker. This is the one I would pay over sticker for, at least with my size, and age.
Yeah, I think you're onto something. I mean, if you could pick this up for 45 or 50, I think it would be a huge hit in the States. I know that sounds like a lot of money, but realistically, GR Corollas now can be into the 40s. So 50 grand for an LBX with this level of luxury and performance would be pretty darn good.
You want to show them the one in the different color?
Yeah, here we go. Here's a gray one.
Yeah.
I'd also love to know, I think you can also get this in a 6-speed manual, just like the Corolla and the Yaris. But super impressed, and it has a cool stance from the side too, with the boxed kind of flared arches.
It's a handsome car, Tommy.
Where it's got like that little bit of a taper, that Coke bottle effect.
Yeah, and they've kind of toned down the spindle grille so it's not too spindly.
Yeah, and then you got like the intercoolers poking through in the front. Oh man, dude, this would be an awesome
See the
car.
right calipers on the?
Yeah, with the Lexus branding.
Yeah, that's badass too.
Yeah, brakes felt really good on our trip, so I think this could be a huge hit in the States too.
Tommy, let me ask you a question. Would you pay 6,500,000 yen or $41,600 for this in America?
Dad, I kind of think that's a screaming deal for a 300 horsepower Lexus hot hatch. That is awesome.
Lexus, take my money. Hey guys, thanks for watching. And as always, this is Roman
And Tommy.
saying, we'll see you next time. Ciao.